Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. When I recently asked what was the main thing that people wanted to see on this channel, the number one suggestion was historical sites and sacred sites and things like that, and luckily we've got a lot of those in the north of England. So today we're going to go and visit Lordenshaws hill fort in Northumberland, and it's got some really cool stuff there. There's a lot of Iron Age hill forts which have been there for over 2,000 years, and we've also got some cup and ring markings, which is basically art carved into the rock, which could be up to 6,500 years old. So a really cool thing to go and see, and I hope you enjoy this video. The Northumberland hills are a rugged and beautiful landscape. They're blanketed in heather, which comes into bloom in the summer and creates the most amazing vivid purple hills. We were here in February, so things were looking a little bit brown, but still beautiful, and there was still a lot of plants and wildlife to spot, even certain fungi like the puffball mushroom. The path to the hill fort takes you up over the hill, where you can see wonderful views of the mountains from every direction, and you can often hear and see moorland birds such as grouse, as well as birds of prey like hen harriers and buzzards. And as you come over the hillside, you can see these circular indentations in the grass, and these are the hill forts, and there are quite a few of these dotted around the mountainside, and you can see me walking around the perimeter of one here just to clearly show it. So these are estimated to be about 2,000 to 2,500 years old, and we're not exactly sure what they would have been used for. It could have been homes, place for chiefs and people of great standing, or it could have just been simply used for the storage of grain and sheep and things like that. There hasn't been a whole lot of archaeological work done on this site, so I think there's still a lot of secrets that lie underneath the earth that haven't been revealed yet. But it's really amazing to walk around and just imagine the footsteps of the people who came before me and what they were doing here and how they felt, what they looked like, and the fact that they have stayed in this place for thousands of years and they're still there is a really amazing thing to experience. There's also a lot of fairy folklore around the Northumberland hills and the Scottish borders, and one of the main stories in these hills in particular is that of the red cap. So the red cap is a creature from folklore, and he is kind of like a little gnome or a little pixie or something, about 2-3 feet high, said to have red eyes and wiry hair, and he's one of the evil types of fairy. There's a lot of different types of fairy folklore out there, but the red cap is a particularly bad one. So he is said to have little lairs dotted around the Northumberland hills, and if a traveller goes into one of his lairs, he might pick up a big rock and crack them over the head and kill them basically. So he's on the lookout for travellers who might get lost in the mountains or looking for a little place to hide in a cave or over the hill or something like that. And he's an aggressive, violent fairy. He's not happy to see you there. And the reason that they're called red caps is because they wear little caps, and after they kill someone, they dye it in their blood, so the cap goes red from the blood of the traveller. And not a nice creature at all, but just an interesting fact about some of the folklore around these hills. There's a lot of mythology and history and folklore around the Northumberland area in general, but that is one of the main stories from this region. And then we walked up to the part of the hill which has the rock carvings. So here you can see something really, really special, which is cup and ring markings, which have been carved onto this rock. So you can see the swirls and the circles and the lines. And we're not exactly sure how old these are, but they're thought to be anywhere from 3,500 up to 6,500 years old, which is crazy old. And it's a wonderful area that you can just come right up and look at them really closely. It's not, fenced off or anything, so it's a really amazing part of history to be able to see. We're not exactly sure why these markings were carved into the rock. It could be a map or a sign or a symbol, it could be a message, it could be a marker of location. We're not 100% sure, but there are cup and ring markings found elsewhere in the country and similar sort of rock carvings found across the world. But this is a really great sight to see in Northumberland, and just think about this potentially being carved into the rock 6,500 years ago, and just wondering about the people that might have done it and why. And then we just finished the day by going into the local village of Rothbury to have some food and have a little walk along the river. And it's just a really nice way to finish off this walk. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you found it interesting, and if you'd like to see more like this, please just leave a comment and let me know, and I can take you to some other sites as well. I hope you have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing, and thanks for watching.